Welcome to RLCS Overtime. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Wave Punk. We've got Findable Carpet here and Corey. Corey from Psionics, my friend. How are you?
How's it going, man? Yeah, I'm finally on the desk here.
Yeah.
I guess for a lot of people that don't know me, I'm one of the guys that works over at Psionics on esports alongside Psionics Josh, Dr. Awkward, maybe you've heard of him. But yeah, so just doing a lot of oversight with like RLCS, community level stuff, and just helping make Rocket League esports happen. So
fantastic. You are my favorite Psionics Corey that has been on this show. So dodging that bullet.
No. I have no part in this. Do not put me in that bucket.
Well, it has been such an amazing season. We just finished up season 3 of RLCS. We just had our World Championships here in Los Angeles, and guys, this finals was probably my favorite one so far.
Yeah.
It's always like a big family reunion with everybody who comes out to see the event. And tell me about how you guys felt with this event.
I mean, the family part's crazy. I know we were talking about it a little earlier, Corey, just how tight-knit everybody feels. And the moment I get here, I see all the players that I saw last season, and it just feels like, oh, like we're back. Like, how's it going, dudes? Like, I start like picking up on conversations that we had maybe 6 months ago. It's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing is like this community it feels, like you said, like a big family, right? Like we were talking about how everyone comes together because they love Rocket League, right? Like even though, some of us may have teams that are our favorite teams and we're all like fans, right, of whoever we want to win, just going there, like you just want to see great Rocket League. And that was the thing, like running around the event, talking to any fan that was there, like everyone just loves the game. And it's still so crazy to me. Like I was able to see the first LAN, in Hollywood and then go to this one as now a developer and just seeing like the community from both like basically growing now and even more people are so passionate and it's such a crazy gaming community, and I'm so happy to be a part of it now, right? Like it's nuts.
Watching the players grow is really cool for me. A lot of these players, I've known them since well before anything happened with RLCS, and then watching people like line up to get their signatures, it's just like it's so cool to see like somebody that I knew who I just like played some Rocket League with, or maybe like ran a tournament around, or got to chat with them. It's just like in a Discord maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago almost. And then you see like all these people lining up, like, like I want to get your signature. Like it's just so cool to see.
Yeah, it was crazy to watch the way you talked about. Like we get to see these players, once a year or twice a year now, and it's kind of this like big reunion again of the same guys. And to see the way that the players that have been there multiple times loosen up, and the way that they kind of have adjusted, and the way that they make the new players comfortable is super fun. The very first day, where just all the players are checking in, we're there on like Tuesday, I think it is, in the hotel, and Cookser walks up to me and is like, "Hi, how's it going?" or whatever. And I'm like, "You're talking to me? Like, this is crazy." Like, this is the guy who was like super quiet seasons 1 and 2. And the end of season 2, they win, and like he gets interviewed, and I almost like teared up when they interviewed Cookster at the end, because I'm like, we hadn't really heard him speak before. And then we just have a casual conversation about music at the beginning of season 3. So cool to see these guys becoming comfortable.
Yeah, that's another point with like the players, like at the end of the event, right? Everyone coming on stage, right, to just celebrate together, right? Like with Northern Gaming winning the championship, like that's crazy to me, right? I've seen so many esport events where teams won't even talk to one another, right? And the fact that these guys are all friends is something that's just even more unique to this event, right? And now, like, as they get more LANs under their belt, they're just going to become more and more comfortable. And it's just, like, hearing that you had that conversation with Cuxer is, like, that's crazy, right? If you see him from, like, season 1 to now, right, you just see a growth, right? And I think all of our players are going to be like that.
Dude, Wave, the moment where, so I think we had just gotten off a game. It was NRG beating Flipside Tactics, I think.
Probably, okay.
And the first people to congratulate NRG for winning was Rogue. Rogue were sitting back. Turtle used to be on a team with Garrett G, and like these players have all kind of like played with each other just for the last 2 years straight almost. And like just seeing Rogue like getting pumped up, waiting for their bros to get off stage, like even though like they were doing in the same tournament with them and they weren't doing so well, just like waiting to congratulate NRGs that came off stage. It was just such a cool moment.
That was something that was really interesting because we are like positioned just backstage of the we can see where the players come on stage, is right where the casting booth is, so we get to see at least one team come on and off every single match. And that sort of thing happened a number of times. Greasy Meister, the grand finals, stood backstage the entire finals watching Northern Gaming, waiting to congratulate his former teammates, because that was where he started, was with these Northern Gaming guys. And it was so cool to watch these guys. I loved the stories from LAN. And we want to talk here about day 1. What happened, the matches that we went through. We're going to start with Alpha Sydney versus Denial. Huge story coming in to this LAN was the Oceanic region for the first time competing here, and Alpha Sydney surprised everybody beating Denial here in their first series.
Yeah, they definitely got a lot of fans from this, right? Like going into this event, they had a lot to prove, right? OC needed to show up, right? Everyone was really doubting them, right? And the fact that these guys came out and they beat Denial basically on the show open, right? Like we couldn't have asked for a better start to the event, and hearing even the crowd getting behind Alpha Sydney,
Yeah.
it just, for me, I was just really excited to see OC be embraced, you know, by the North American fan base.
Yeah, I think everyone was very skeptical bringing a brand new region. We hadn't at all been able to watch them perform on an even playing field with our regions. And I think everyone just being a little bit biased and having seen our own regions, having seen Europe, having seen North America for the last year. You know, this series